Hey everybody, this is Matt. I'm making a new Heroclix video, and this is a video for Civil War Storyline Organized Play Month 2 in my local area. And basically, what you can see right here is the team I played, and what we've been doing from the very beginning is we've been doing just like a regular sealed, like a standard steel type event. And this month, and future months, we're adding in some constructed part of it. So you could choose this month. You could choose one figure that was 100 points or less from your own collection of Civil War pieces, and mix it into your team to make a 300-point team. And also, at the very beginning of the event series, everyone had to choose either pro registration or anti registration. And I chose anti registration. And after doing really poorly last month and not really liking the pieces I pulled, and just being really disappointed with the anti registration pieces, I chose. Every player has one opportunity throughout the all 4 months to switch sides. And I switched side to the pro registration team, which ended up working really well for me. So because I switched side to the pro registration team, I was able to choose a pro registration piece to include in my force. Originally, I wanted it to be Mach 4. I wanted it to be Mach 4 because he's just an amazing for 90 points. But I wasn't able to work it into my team very well, so I ended up having to go with Wasp. And she's really interesting. She's really hard to hit. I think maybe I could have had a better choice, but she was still pretty decent. So I just want to talk about the four pieces I made my team out of, and how my team went, and just show off some stuff. So let's get into it. We're talking about Wasp. Let's start doing Wasp, and I'm gonna have to refocus a little bit. Okay. So let's see if I can get a little bit better refocus. There we go. Okay, so this is Wasp. She's 70 points. 4 range is just decent. There's not a lot of high range pieces in the set. That's what makes Mach 4 so good, because he has 7 range, and that's like the highest range in the set that I know of, outside of the LEs and stuff, the prize LEs. So 4 range is not bad. She's tiny, which is good because against a lot of anti-registration pieces that are going to shoot, it gives her a +1 defense with range attacks. She has a trait. It's traded shape change, and if she hits a 6 on it, you can place her next to someone within 6 squares, which is interesting. I did it once, but it didn't really work that well. And she also has super senses. So not only are you she has 18 defense starting out. So not only are you having to hit a 19 defense from range because of this tiny size, because you have to get through a shape change and a super senses in order to hit her. Now there is some precision strike in the set, and that really makes pieces with super senses really easy to hit. But still, she has the 19 defense from range, and shape change to back it up. I don't think she took any damage the entire tournament, other than when I was pushing her, and that's about the only downside. You really do need to push her a lot just to keep doing the damage and stuff. And once she bounces onto, let's see, she goes. So she has sidestep, which is decent. Range combat expert, which makes up for having low attack, low damage. And then she keeps it up, but loses 1 defense. And then this is when she really drastically changes, and this is when I kind of stopped using her for most of the time, because she has incapacitate and exploit weakness, but I'm never gonna put her next to someone. I want to always try to keep that tiny defense working in my favor. So most of the time I really didn't even use her that much after that. So she has it again, and then she's 5 clicks for 70 points. I think her last 3 clicks are really kind of meh. But the first 2 clicks are really strong. With the super senses range combat expert, I was able to do some good damage. I would take Taskmaster and turn him to the enhancement click, and then be like, okay, I'm gonna put both into attack and have a 12 attack for 4 damage, or 12 attack for 3 damage, because the enhancement is pretty decent. And like I said, tiny size is my favorite mechanic in the game. So really happy to have had her and pulled her and stuff like that. We talked about Taskmaster, and he's probably the MVP of my team. He's just ridiculous. He's probably the best figure in this set, bar none. Some people trying to get $45 for this rare on eBay and stuff. Basically, his big thing is at the beginning of your turn, you can turn him to any click number you want. And then at the end of the turn, he always goes back to that click number you started out on. So there's a few tricks to that. One is he can take pushing damage, he can take critical miss damage, he can take mystics damage, and still go back to that first click. So he's infinitely pushable. Not only that, but he's a wild card, so you can wild card him to Masters of Evil team ability and just continuously use him every single turn. And he'll never clear, but he'll never take damage, and he'll always keep going back to that first click, unless somebody attacks him during your turn. I mean during their turn. So I mean he's just he has so many different powers. I mean if you need someone that can charge in, he can charge in. If you need someone that can run and shot, he can run and shot in. If you need someone that can precision strike, he can do that. Need somebody to psychic blast, he can do that. Need someone to perplex, he can do that. Need someone to outwit, he can do that. Need someone to enhance, he can do that. Need someone to exploit weakness, he can do that. Need someone to range combat expert, he can do that. And he always keeps going back to this stealth click. So it's really hard to shoot him from range. The only figure I've seen that's had any good chance of hitting this dude is the bullseye from this set, because the bullseye can see through hindering. Has improved targeting hindering. So yeah, so that's I mean he's just really ridiculous. He did get hit a few times, but even when he gets hit, even if like he gets hit on his last click, you know, he can still at the beginning of the turn be like, I will go back to outwit, and that outwit was so powerful because there's so few outwit in this set that it's just like, you know, outwit and abilities is so powerful, especially if you have someone with precision strike, so they can ignore their super senses. You know, and then they bounce on, like, then they hit them, and then they bounce on the toughness, and you outwit the toughness and shoot them again. I mean, you can two hit KO a lot of pieces that way. Psychic Blast was really useful with getting past toughness and invulnerability. Perplex, because you always end up going back to your first click if he hasn't taken any damage yet. You can always perplex afterwards. So like you can do some really wild stuff. Like I think at one point, this is the combo I like to do a lot. After he's already had a token, you push him, you turn him to this click, running shot someone, have a friendly character shoot him too, and get the enhancement. Because you pushed him, he bounces onto this. Now you can outwit something, and then at the beginning of the turn, he goes back to his first click because that's where he started out, and then you can perplex something. And it's like outwit, perplex, enhancement all in the same turn. He is absolutely nutso, and he's just, I mean, he's the MVP everywhere. Everybody I see is playing the piece because he's just too damn good. Okay, so let's move on to Radioactive Man. He worked out pretty decently for me. He is a tanky piece that's slower, and he's going to be harder to get up on you. But when he can get up on you, though, he's going to start messing you up. Basically, he has Justice Like Lightning, which is that really ridiculous trait where if he damages an opponent character, he can roll a 5 or 6, and if he can roll a die on a 5 or 6, remove an action token from a friendly character with a Thunderbolts keyword, which could be Taskmaster because he is Thunderbolts keyword. But he's not really that much of an attacker. He's more like, I'm gonna creep up on you with sidestep, and if I can get up close to you. He has special. It's not really poison, but he can either, if he's adjacent to an opposing character at the beginning of the turn, he can either choose to do 2 damage to all adjacent characters, or 1 damage to all other characters within 3 squares. And so you just sidestep up. He's very tanky with the 18 defense. He keeps the 18 defense. It's ridiculous. And then he bounces onto invulnerability for 2 clicks. And he's 70 points, Masters of Evil. But I mean, even here, like, there's multiple times where he got bounced onto here, and they just couldn't take him out. And like, if they can't take him out, and he's finally got up on you, he's poisoning you, and he's attacking you for 4 damage, which is it's just ridiculous. His damage values are ridiculous. It goes 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. His attack values are not the best in the world. A little Perplex would probably help him a lot. TK would absolutely be nutso with him. Um, Still though, he worked out really well. Even his 3 range is decent. You know, I used him a little bit to blow up barrier walls and stuff because he has 3 damage and stuff. So he can just do a whole lot for your team and stuff. And then the last piece I had was this Tigra, and she was the one that broke the theme because I had pro registration for everybody other than Tigra, but she was worth the 80 points. Basically, she has a trait. At the beginning of the game, you can choose either pro registration or anti registration, and then whenever she's attacking that character, she can use precision strike, and that's ridiculous because I mean in the format we're doing where each player has to choose the keyword and make their team based on that. Um, she basically can precision strike everybody unless they're using a neutral on their team and it doesn't have the keyword or something. So that's what right here, the deep cover spy for the other side. At the beginning of the game, choose anti or pro. Once per game, at the beginning of one of your turns, you can choose again. You know. So I mean, it's the precision strike is nice because it gets past super senses. It's one of the best pieces against this Taskmaster because he sits in stealth with the super senses, so you can't shoot him unless you can. You have ignore hindering, improved targeting, which most pieces don't. And if you base your set, if you go up and just try to base them, you're just gonna click on the exploit weakness and exploit weakness you, or even worse, flurry blades you. So he's very hard to handle, but she can like charge up 5 squares, precision strike them, and she also has traded blades, claws, fangs, so she can charge and blades, claws, fangs them. And I rolled some good blades, fangs, blade claws, fangs with them, like 5s and 5s, and you know, at least a little bit. And she just did her stuff. She has 18 defense with super senses, special kind of super senses. She gets it on a 4th, 5, or 6, which is really nice. I will say the downside is there is a lot of precision strike, and you know whenever you can when he's on his first click, he can just shoot her right off of it basically. Perplex up his attack, needs a 7, boom, boom. I mean she's still on it, but you know I mean it. You know, and with radioactive man and stuff like that, there's easy ways to get around super senses and stuff now in this set, but she's still really good. She does a lot of damage. She stays consistent pretty well. She bounces onto combat reflexes and close combat expert, so she's continuing to do some damage. 6 clicks of just consistency, and I really like her for that. Also, I must say, I'm really happy because they gave her initiative keyword, and that means I can play her with my Avengers Academy pieces finally, because the last Tiger we got did not have the keyword. So that was my team. I played 3 games and I won 2 of them. I came in 4th place and I won a Captain Marvel, a very cool piece. It's really weird because out of 2 months we've opened up 14 prize packets and we've not got a single Sentry, but we've gotten 4 Captain Marvels. So but you know he's pro registration, so I can now play him next month if I really wanted to. Um, Power Cosmic, really nice. He has a trait. He can use probability control whenever he's attacking or is a target of an attack. Then opposing characters cannot target him with probability control, which is nutso. I don't have enough time to look at his entire dial, but that was my team, and I hope you enjoyed watching this, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the pictures on the left side, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you have a great day and have fun playing Heroclix in the future. Bye bye.